Hello guys, in this video we'll talk about while loop. But in general, why programmers we use loops in programming. So we use loops because loops allows us to display or execute or run a lot of or multiple actions or even like millions of actions if we would need to. By just writing one loop we could run like or write millions of lines of text on the screen, for example, and so on and so forth. I will show you in this video how while loop works, and you will be able to play around and see how these loops work. But in next video we'll have a look at do while loop, and then we will have a look at for loop and for each loop in further videos. So let's start and let's look at while loop. To create a while loop, let's write while loop syntax, where we start with keyword while, and then we have opening closing bracket, and then we have this block of code where is which is included in, and then here whatever code, and in these triangle brackets, this opening and closing triangle bracket will run the code whenever this condition, whatever will be in these simple brackets, will return true. Okay, and let's start and let's create a variable. Let's create variable, simply variable x. Okay, I call it x, you can call it whatever you want, or we could call it even number. Okay, let's call it number, and let's add 3 into this variable. Okay, and then we say while variable number is less than 5. Okay, while 3, what we are saying here, while 3 is less than 5, execute this code. And what is happening in loops is basically they are going through every time. I will show you just a second. What is happening in loops, if we will not specify increment this number, it will be infinite loop. It will run and run and run and run, because number will never increase, but we need to increase this loop, this particular number somewhere in our loop, and to do this we use our increment, post increment operator, which we had a look in previous videos. And to do this we use this variable number and we say plus plus. Okay, and each time this loop will run, it will increase this number by 1. And how loops work is it checks condition. For example, it now checks condition that number is less than 5. Okay, it basically says that 3 is less than 5, and it returns true, and this means that this block of code will be running, and when this block of code will be running, it will increment this number by 1. And as you know, plus plus or increment or post increment operator increments this particular variable by 1 only, every time only by 1, and then it returns back to top, and it again compares this value, and it says now this number will be 4, and it will run again, and it will increment and 4 is less than 5. Okay, and then it will run this loop again, and it will increment it again to 5, and then it will return back to top, and it will see that number 5, and 5 is not less than 5, and it will stop running this loop and will continue any code which will be after this closing curly bracket. To do this, let's execute something while this loop runs, or let's say echo, let's echo on the screen this variable number. Okay, and what will happen now, you see that now number is 3, and 3 is less than, and after this number let's concatenate break tag, simple HTML break tag, so every next number is in new line. Okay, and now this number will be 3 because at the very beginning we declared it and assigned it a value of 3, and it says 3 is less than 5. Run this loop because this returns true. Okay, and then it will display on the screen 3 and will increment this particular number to 4, and will run this loop again, and it will say 4 is less than 5. Okay, and it will display on the screen 4 and increment this loop by 1, and then it will try to compare it again, and it will say that, then it will increment it to 5, and then it come back to top and it will say 5 is less than 5, and this returns false because 5 is not less than 5. 5 is the same as 5, it's equal to 5, but it's not less than 5. This means that this loop will stop running. So let's save it and let's see. So first time it will display 3, then it will display 4 on the screen in this scenario. And if we go now to browser, we refresh, we see we have a lot of shit here. Okay, now let's have a look. Why? So number, echo number. Let's save it. Localhost my file, undefined variable number on line 12. Just a second, guys. Variable. This is because we didn't say number here. It's a number. Okay, it's a typo. As you see, number, number, and number. And now let's save. Let's go back to browser, refresh, and you see 3 and 4 is displayed on the screen. But if you would want to display 5 as well on the screen, you could use this comparison operator, and as you know, we could use like less than or equal to, and we had a look at comparison operators as well. So yes guys, this is how while loop works, and if you enjoyed this, subscribe and see you in next videos.